G'day again. Okay, I'm just getting a little bit further with the bug now, close to getting it finished. I've just put inertia reel seat belts in the front. Bought them online, cheap. And, but yeah, I've also fitted them in the back, and but yeah, the back's a major issue. I would have to modify both the lower and upper part of the back seat to work the inertia reels in the back. So I've gone through my box of old seat belts, so I found some original type ones that I'm going to put in there for rego. I still will. I'm going to fit the inertia reels in there simply because my kids are disabled. I'll either be adjusting the seat belt for them every time they get in, or they'll just leave it loose. And a loose seat belt is just as good as no seat belt. So yeah, I will be fitting them in. I'll give you a bit of a look at what I had to do. Is my crappy old back seat. Got a big hole in the front of it, got holes in the corners. So I'm just going to patch that up for the time being and put a seat cover over it. The upper half's just as worse actually. It's got a great big hole on the back of it. I'm actually going to use some of this self-adhesive boot liner stuff. Hopefully I've got enough left over to just stick something over that, to stick it over it for the time being. Alright, these are the seat belts. Lining here. We'll do the other side. So, yeah, got them in. They work well. You got to make sure. This is why I also put these in. I'll put these in first, and these look like they're designed to cross over. Yeah, because they've got a bit of a lip on one side. To bolt them flat, you would have the button in the wrong place, so I've just put a spring washer under it, pack it out a little bit. So, but yeah, I clip that up, make sure it's not twisted, either top or bottom, while they went in. And yeah, the issue you get with these two, these are also designed to have the actual, get out of the light a bit, actual reel. It's funny, they look purple, they're not purple, they're black. It's just the light shining on them and the camera making them a funny colour. But yeah, they were designed to have this part here inside the pillar. And yeah, so I've had to twist the seatbelt up like this and pull the buckle through it so it's turned around the right way. But yeah, we've got it all working. The issue I had was that the seat bar was in the way, and I've had to, actually I cut it here. I was actually going to just shape it around it, but I thought, nah, that'll look dick. And I take it in for rego, that'll just be another thing that's been modified, and don't want to push me luck too much. That's also the other reason why I don't have time anyway, but it's the other reason why I'm not putting the inertias in the back at the moment, because I don't want him to take it in there with the seats all modified. Like, I'd have to move the mount for the rear seat, and probably even the latch and everything. Cut a bit out of the seat, make some sort of cover for the seat belt piece, and yeah, it's pretty involved. But as I said, you know, of course my seats need recovering anyway. I'll do it eventually. So, but yeah, getting back to this. Yeah, I'd already cut this piece off and then decided not to do that. Welded it back on again. But down in here, see where the screw is? Well, that's a hollow part. So I've just added a piece of metal in there, drilled a hole in it, both sides. And yeah, so it's now moved back, yeah, 3/4 of an inch. But, and the seat fits in, but the issue is it's, you can actually see it. You can't really see it, but it's actually sitting up on this rounded part instead of sitting down here. It's sitting just there. So it's not actually sitting down properly. So I'm debating now whether to, well, it wouldn't sit down properly anyway. You've got a bolt there from the suspension, unless it's got an allowance for it, because you know that bolt has to be there, that holds your part of your rear end on. So yeah. I might actually just put the fit the top half in and then put it back in to see if it sits in there properly. And if it sits in there and doesn't move, I think I'll just leave it alone. Yeah, because I've got to finish. I'll clean these welds up and paint it. Yeah, make it look. Yeah, so it's not obvious that it's been welded up or anything. Because yeah, with the he has to. The red jar inspector will have to take the back seat out. And, you know, for one, he'll need to see that the battery's secured, and number two, the body number's just here, chassis number. So yeah, he'll definitely be taking the back seat out. So I'm going to make it look tidy and as original as I can underneath the back. So yeah, the other issue up there, you see where the hole is for the seat belt. As I said, I did have the rear inertia one fitted in there, and I had to actually pack it out with washers because the buckle was hitting the window. So yeah, anyway, keep it short. I've got the rest of the boot liner down over the centre ridge. I'll put some over the old seat mounts as well. Yeah, because I've got carpet stuff or matting that I've already cut and put in the front, which I've pulled out again for now. But yeah. Well, anyway, we're getting there. Oh, the other issue, because I didn't have any pieces to go under the seat, so I've just made up a couple of bits of plywood, covered it in this self-adhesive boot liner. Works really good. Bit of a mongrel, you got to be careful with it. It wants to stick to itself, and then when you try and pull it apart, it pulls the glue off, and yeah, it's sort of hard to get it in place. You got to be fairly careful. But once you get it on, it sticks good. It flattens out, hides imperfections. It's a good product. I like it. But yeah, okay. Fit that under there without taking a bracket off. But yeah, this channel that I put in the bottom is now 3/4 of an inch forward, which means this panel will now be coming back at a slope. But Don't put it in if it looks okay, I'll just leave it that way. And if it looks, obviously wrong, well then I'll have to cut those channels off and move them. It'd probably actually be, it wouldn't be that difficult actually, other than cutting them off with the welding. It's these, I've just put a couple of welds on each end, but because they're actually sitting partially in this hollow, if I were to move them back, I'd just drill a couple of holes and put a couple of plug welds in. But anyway, I said I'll see how it looks. Yeah. If it looks okay, I'll leave them where they are. Anyway, so that's what we're up to. We've got our door linings on. Don't know if I already showed you that or not. That straight away made a major difference to it. Yeah, looking more finished, just getting those door linings on. And they're a bit of a pain in themselves because the door card itself, the wood piece is buckled, and they buckle because people take the plastic off the door. See, doors get water inside it. These rubbers don't seal, they deflect the majority of the water, but they don't seal it. The water still goes down it. So that's why you have to have good drainage in your doors. But you also, if you haven't got that plastic on it, then the wood gets wet and it gets buckled, which is what's happened to these. So vinyl, fortunately, is in good shape. So in time I will get some MDF and I'll remake the board pieces. What I was saying there is that the pins, the plug-in pins, where they fit into the board, it's all broken away, and so they're only sort of just holding on. The other side had an issue in itself. These are two different doors. This lining on the back of the door handle is a bar that hooks into the door, which is what stops it pulling the door card out when you shut the door. On the other side, it didn't have that hook, and so I've had to actually, which I can't show you now because the thing's already on, but I've had to make up a hook and then bolt it on to the door, so I could hook those things into it. And you can see up there, it's not, tomorrow I'll come out and that'll be popping out again. It's just the way it is. And down here, this is an issue which I don't really like to admit, but I will anyway. So this lining is overlapping the door by about 2-3 mil. And the reason for that is that this is a mistake that I made when I was putting the new sills on it. Is that I measured it all before I cut the old sills off. I put steel braces on it, etc., etc. Welded it all back together, and then when I put the door on, the door, as I said, this is a different door. The other one is off a different model, so possibly the door mightn't have fitted to begin with, or fitted properly. But anyway, when I put this door on, because I'd already painted the whole body by then, welded it up, Paddy that painted it. I hadn't painted the doors yet, and because I'd cut a fair bit of rust out of the bottom of the door, I put it on to make sure it fitted before I got around to painting it, and it was, the door itself was 3 mil too wide. It was hitting, there was no gap here, it was just hitting the quarter panel. And only from here down, from the handle down, The rest of it was okay, which means that this quarter is actually 3mm too far forward. So, as I said, because I'd already finished that and painted it, I didn't want to go cutting it open again. So, and because the door hadn't been painted yet, I cut down here. I took 3mm out of this edge, closed it in. Then on the inside, I cut down across the corner, and I cut, like there's a big opening, and then there's another opening here with a bridge in the middle. So I cut another 3mm out of the bridge, pulled it in, welded it back together, and yeah, got all the door fitting reasonably well. But yeah, I said now I've got an issue with the lining. So, and there's two issues here. The pins won't line up with the holes. Yeah, when you push the pins back so they line up with the holes, they just fall out. So what I'm going to have to do now, and I will have to do this, in the next few days before it goes in for rego. So I'm going to have to peel the vinyl back, cut 3mm off the board, and then drill some new holes in it, and yeah, just put some plastic pins or something in there to hold it down. Either that, I'll just put some double-sided tape or something to stick it down for the time being. So, as I said, once again, this is a sort of a temporary fix to get it through rego and to get me on this trip up to New South Wales. But yeah, I'll fix it properly later. I'll remake the door liner. I'm also going to get rid of those pockets. I hate them. We had a Corvette with them on the dashboard, and they just sag, tear, they look crap to start with, even when they're in good nick. Yeah. So I'm going to make proper solid pockets out of fiberglass and cover them with vinyl or whatever. So yeah, that'll happen when I remake the door cards. Yeah, but yeah, this is the last step now. I still haven't finished off that section of the roof lining. I've sort of been putting it off because, yeah, I made a mess of it up the back. I still got to do something else up there. I don't know what I'm going to do to that, but it looks like shit. I don't like it. I'll probably make up another separate piece, I think. And just glue it over the top or something. But, because to take that off again now, you've got to pull it all out from under the window, and yeah, I don't want to do that either. So, but yeah, that's why I've sort of been putting this bit off, because I'm going to have the same issue here, trying to make it look flat and smooth underneath these metal pieces. But yeah, I've got some self-adhesive, like fairly hard rubber strip. I'm going to try that this time. I'll glue that to the vinyl. It's self-adhesive anyway, so I'll just stick it to the vinyl with the fabric stuff, and hopefully that'll hide it. I tried hiding it with foam, but it's not rigid enough. But yeah, so we're on the last stretch now. We're just going to finish off this interior. Yeah, touch up a little bit of paint and scratch the crap out of this. I probably already showed you that when I was fitting it onto the bonnet. Still not sitting down properly. Can't seem to get rubber moulding that's soft enough, but anyway, as I said, so yeah, so I've got to touch up under here. I've got to buff that off too. That looked like shit in there too, so I sprayed black in there. I just taped it off, but yeah, I wiped the bulk of the black off, but yeah, the buff and compound will take the rest of it off. And yeah, you're going to touch up that edge, you're going to touch up a bit there. There's a few bits and pieces around the place where I scratched it in the process of finishing it off and doing things. I painted this with the hinges open, and I should have closed them, I would think. But yeah, that has since gone rusty. It wasn't rusty when I actually painted it because I scrubbed all that up. So I have to scrub all that again now and get some paint on that. But yeah, we are getting there. Because even after I get it registered and do a trip, there'll still be a few more things I want to do. I've got another whole rear end, an IRS rear end to put on it. And put some side protection where the stepping boards used to be. Yeah, a few other bits and pieces. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hit the like if you like. Okay, bye.